Alright, welcome back everybody. You can see today's features of the IAE 2952. Wonderful hologram right in front of us. I almost said hologram. This isn't Star Wars. We're going to have Argo, Consolidated, Outlands, Krueger, and Gray Cat. Take a look at all of those once we run up the ramp here. Look at that. We have Krueger right up in front. We have the P-52 Merlin. 72 Archimedes. 72. This ship, I believe, is specifically for the Phoenix constellation. This is the luxury version of the Slug Fighter. The Archimedes and the Merlin are symbiotic ships, specifically designed for the constellation to dock with the rear of the ship, fly around, leave your constellation in orbit, and take off in your little subcruiser. It's a nice little ship. It's kind of cool as a snub. You should read about it. Very sleek in design. One man. This is not a double. Definitely something I'll get in game. It's kind of nice. Excuse me a second while I grab myself something to drink. I'm dehydrated. Thanks, bro. Yeah, good stuff. As you can see on the left there, the little water droplets. These are hydration. Got some food here. Well, I'm not that hungry, so we'll carry on. Alright, we got Argo out on the main floor. Well, this is the MPUV personnel. You get this ship. It's a little confusing, but I'm almost positive. You get this ship with the interest purchase. It is it's kind of a short bus. It'll take you if you're on a capital ship or any ship of significant size. And you want to ferry them either to one other side of the ship or the other, or you're in orbit. You don't want to spend an hour trying to leave orbit because you've landed and get back into space. You use these types of ships to kind of ferry yourself around. So if you're up in space, Idris, hop into your Argo personnel, grab your guys, jump into it, head down to a city or outpost. That's the purpose behind those. This is the Argo raft. Not my color choice at all, but I actually love this ship. I don't really have a need for it, so I don't have it. I did have it for a short bit, and then upgraded it to something else. Not a major cargo haul. But the raft specifically is used in the cargo dropping back here. These are kind of nice. These are like those giant cargo carriers that you see like on large ships that go over the oceans and stuff like that. Cargo containers. And the nice thing about these is they're specifically supposed to be dropped. And you can fly away, fill them up, and have somebody else come pick them up. You have a little window out the back, so you can check out your cargo, or lack thereof, I suppose. I'm sure it's probably good for if you're landing and picking them up. But once the cargo factor is fully in, this Pioneer, I can't remember what the refinery is called. Honestly, but they all specifically have specific bags, packaging that the cargo goes into can be dropped and immediately picked up by other stuff. We'll go take a look at it. I do not know all the ins and outs. Like I said, there's two packs of them. Oh, we're going to the top. Work our way down. I am not going to be able to give the best of tours on this because I have not really been around in it much. But if you like medium cargoing, this or the Gaytac Raylan, I think that's actually probably much bigger than this one. Those are two ships that I don't have. If they happen to appear in my hangar, I wouldn't be mad. Cool looking ships. We have our components here, your coolers. These all look like roll-ups. Since this is one of the newest ships coming out, everything is compartmentalized, which is really cool. That looks like a service patch to go down to the lower level, so we'll come back to that. Did I miss anything? More components. Alright, this looks like, oh, alright, I got turned around. This is the back. So this is that window. Or is this above the window? Either way, it looks like this is going to be whoever would be in charge of dropping, picking up cargo. This is your post where you'll be able to use this computer, grab whatever you need to grab, and take off. Now, since this isn't working, it's not 100% clear if this is a track type system. At least not clear for me. I haven't done any research on it. So if these things fly off the back and kind of roll down, or if it's just a drop on more of an elevator system, I'm guessing it's more of an elevator system. Either way, like I said, this is kind of a cool ship. Front and the back, since I got turned around. There we go. There's the stairs. The ladder. As I should say. Now down here, what do we got? Is this the shower? Yep, got a shower. It's not a shower. If there's that many of them. Wow, that's got to be your storage. Huh. I just didn't realize. Put your armor and whatnot in there. If there's that many, there's your shitter. Weapons racks. It's nice to have. Come on in here. Looks like another shit shower shave room, all in one room. Wire's still not working yet. This is your hab area. It's almost like a camper type of a setup with your seats and table, with your kitchenette, status on your ship. Ketchup and mustard if you're so inclined. Cleaning supplies. You got your 2 beds. I believe this is a 2-man show specifically for the pilot and the guy doing the pickup and dumping. Looks like the lift that we were on. Exterior access. Well, that sounds cool. Let's do it. Oh, well, that would be called an airlock. I ain't gonna get us very far. Thought maybe it had a wraparound like the Vulture. Alright, so here's the bridge. Looks like you got a co-pilot and pilot. Cool ship. When we do our ship reviews and tours and whatnot, I'll find out what the SCU carrying capacity of this is. Come on. Glitch out on me while I'm trying to leave. The answer to that is yes. Well, that's not good. Glitched right through the door. I guess we're just going to jump out the airlock now and hopefully not die. Alright. Well, the raft does work. Obviously, that thing is taking a shit because it's on the show floor. It's going to glitch a little bit. Oh, that's a glitch. Now we have the mole. The mole is your group mining platform, sizable ship. That music is absolutely stupid. I don't know how it up like that. Must have patched and I didn't pay attention. My apologies. If that was getting obnoxious for you, it was getting obnoxious for me. Alright, so anyway, again, this is the mole. This is your middle tier mining platform. You have, this is your primary pilot. This would be your primary mining laser right here. You also have, I believe, that is the other laser, with the second one on the side. Here again, once the cargo refactor is fully implemented, you see this is like the Pioneer and the Odyssey. Is it the Odyssey? Still don't know. That's the refining one. I think it is the Odyssey. But anyway, these are the containers now. And you'll drop all these individual containers to be sold and refined or whatever you need to do with them. Then you pick them back up and go out for your stroll. The Mole's kind of an older ship. I'm not going to bother with a tour of it today. But I have a couple of clanmates that have them, so we'll do a tour of it. It's a nice ship. It can be soloed, a little bulky, a little big. If you solo it, obviously you'll be using one laser, not 3. But it is still a decent ship. It's debatable whether or not it would be more profitable to have 1 mole and 3 people, or 3 of the prospectors going. But it would definitely take up more room on whatever you're carrying, or probably more gas if you're dealing with 3 separate ships. Take a run around. This is the other Argo. This is the Argo Cargo. This was best in show last year. It was more or less a joke, but the Argo Cargo is the ship. I believe, again, I don't know if it's 100% for certain, but I believe this is the one that comes with the Javelin. If you were so inclined to get one of those. Oh, I don't need to rent this. But this will move small amounts of cargo. Looks like you have a backseat guy watching it. That's kind of cool. Nice little ships. Nothing special. They have a purpose. I really wish the Javelin and the Idris had. Now, the Idris, I'm not 100% sure about the Javelin, pretty much at all. But I'm assuming it has a specific dock, but I know the Idris does. So the Idris has a specific dock for the MPUV personnel, or the cargo can fit in there as well, but it's a specific dock for that ship. That way you do not have that ship interfere with your flight runway going through the middle of the ship for your fighters or whatever you happen to be transporting. So it's nice that they made a section for that ship so you're not taking up more room where you want to have your fighters or some type of fighter wing complement to escort your ship around, and you got your Argo cargo or your Argo personnel hanging out in the middle of it all. Alright, here we have your Mustangs. I believe there's just 4. Oh, well, there's technically 5. There's the Omega. They don't display the specials. I don't know why. They've been doing that forever. I kind of expected they would start showing them off. There's no reason not to. The Omega is a special. I think you got for doing either a mini game or recruiting early on. It's a big red Mustang. Obviously, everybody wants it because it's a collector piece, but I don't think I've even seen one on eBay in quite some time. Anyway, let's see where we can find a platform for this Mustang, because I do not know them individually. The Mustangs are all starter ships. This is the Gamma. This is for racing. So you want to do some starter tier racing. This ship has boost, not firepower. Obviously, it's got a gun. Well, obviously, it would have a couple of them, but this is not built for armor and weapons in mind. That is built for speed and maneuverability. This is, I'm guessing, is a cargo one. Beta. Oh, nope, this is your Pathfinder. See, I don't know anything about these. I jumped right off the Mustang bandwagon almost immediately. So this is your surveillance type ship. Is that a nose gun? Holy shit. Nice ships, honestly. They're kind of nice. We'll go past the Nomad real quick and finish off the Mustangs. These all in here, including the Nomad that we just passed, these are all kind of the starter variants. This is your Alpha, light freight. So you have this back here. I believe the Mustang Alpha is the specific starter ship. So if you bought a starter package, I believe this is the Mustang variant for that starter package. I might be wrong. And this should be the Delta. It's either that one or this one is the starter package. Nope, I'm pretty sure it's... I don't know. I apologize. I am not sure. I'm guessing it's the light fighter now that I'm thinking about it, to be honest with you. So this is your light fighter. I believe this might be the starter pack ship. It's one of these two, but it's probably this one. I do not recognize this skin. Never had it. You don't really see these flying at all. So I don't know if this is a new skin or if this is what it comes with. That's actually kind of cool looking. Kind of scaly, almost snake-like. Yeah, that's pretty hot. Not gonna lie, that's pretty hot. Alright, over here we have the Nomad. This is your starter ship, kind of cargo. I don't know why they don't have the bike up here, but there is a hover quad. This is a hover ship. There is no landing gear per se. Stop, it hovers, and all your stuff comes down to ground level. Again, this is a starter ship. You can get this as a starter package. In the back here, it's kind of like they call it the space pickup. That is where your cargo goes. Or you can stick the quad. The quad was made for the Nomad. It's actually a cool little ship. If you want to start off doing some cargo and not so much the fighting and bounty hunter missions, that type of thing, this is actually a pretty good ship to do. I would say the best overall ship from the other day is the Titan Avenger. It just excels in each category as far as ships are concerned, and you can upgrade that pretty cheaply. But the Avenger Titan, you can do cargo and fighting, where a lot of these other ones are more or less specific to one or the other. Like the Mustang Delta, as a starter ship, there is no cargo on the Mustang Delta. So it's straight up fighter type stuff. We'll run past the Argo personnel here. We'll run downstairs and see what we got on the holo tables today. As we run down, as always, this gold suit brought to you by horrible overspending. Alright, down here we have the rocks. We have the Rock DS. This is a 2-man unit. No, that is not the DS. That is the DS. You can tell by the 6 wheels if I just count. So the Rock DS, this is what I have. The nice thing about the Rock DS, it doesn't even hold that much more. I don't remember how much more it holds. But you can point the laser directly up, and it's got some decent maneuverability inside the caves. So you have a guy sit here, a guy drives you around, and you zap, zap, zap. It's nice. Mining is not my thing per se, but I do like to explore, so if I ever found a cave with some cool stuff in it, I would definitely want to pull this out. The storability, though, for this ship is not where you can put the regular Rock, which is a one-man show. Obviously, it's quite a bit bigger, but 6 wheels looks cool. These are the new STVs. Well, I should say this is an STV. This is your Jeep. That is your PTV. This is your golf cart. This use for this is pretty much, I would say, once you get to a town, because towns will have blocks as far as what you can drive. You won't be able to drive around a city in your Nova tank. Eventually they will not allow that because it's aggressive, and this is supposed to simulate real life. So if I were to let somebody drive a tank around Chicago, there's a threat that he might shoot something. Even though the game has restricted areas that you can't do that in, the whole purpose is to not allow that as a reality to happen. So you're not going to have people driving tanks around. They'll have to be driving STVs, Cyclones, stuff like that. So anyway, that's a nice get around town type thing. STV's the same. Cool thing about the STV is you can come back here. I have one, I'll show you all later, but I absolutely love this. It won't let me without renting. You hit those switches in the back, and that tire actually pops up like a trunk, and that's your storage. You got a gun rack right here. Gun rack right here. And then you hit one of these 2 switches here, and your hood opens up like a car, where you have your, I'm guessing, power plant and cooler. I don't know what the second slot is, but there's 2 slots. So this is a really cool car. This, to me, is not reality speaking, because this tire is going to be kicking shit up into your long gun. I would not mount my long gun right there. But Sometimes the rule of cool is good enough. Here we have our hover quads. This is what I was talking about. It's good for the Nova. I've never parked it in the Nova, but I have been told that's what this was made for. As your little get along, it is a hover bike. It's actually kind of neat looking. I had one. I think I still do. I was keeping it as an LTI token. If it makes it all the way to release, then I'll have it. If not, ground vehicles will be pretty cheap to get in game. Alright, what do we got in the display hall? I know what we're going to have in the display hall. And that was not my first pick. What is this supposed to be? Oh, this is your tow truck. This is the SRV. Now, tractor beams are in game. This ship is not. But this ship's tractor beam is supposed to be the biggest of them all. And this is... oh, excuse me. This is supposedly, I believe, kind of like a tugboat as well as a tow truck. So if I did land an Idris planetside or a Kraken planetside, you can actually use this to help tow it back into your atmosphere and into space. You got a disabled ship, this will tow it. It's your tow truck slash tugboat. Here's my big boy. This is what I was waiting on. This is the ship that hurt me and brought me to Wing Commander. Today, that is your Pioneer. Now, originally, well, you ask, why did I get it now, if you know. Originally, the only way you were supposed to be able to build a city was the Pioneer. And if you did not have a Pioneer, access to a Pioneer, you could obviously hire somebody for you, and they would come build whatever you need built. It was supposed to be probably its own play loop. Now, you do not need a Pioneer in order to have that play loop to build your own outpost or city. You can do so just by buying the buildings, the prefab structures, the walls, the whatever you need. And the nice thing about that is that anybody can build, whether that's good or bad. Kind of ruins the gameplay for those that bought this. Anybody can build, but allegedly certain types of structures will have to be made in a Pioneer. Might be some limited kinds of structures that you will not be able to get at all, that are only available through the Pioneer. Supposedly speed and cost will be cut down using the Pioneer because it is a manufacturing plant. The cool thing about the Pioneer A, it has everything is in kilometers in this game. I know, we're America, we don't use that stuff. So while it's not technically 8 kilometers, if I say 8 miles, I apologize. But it's an 8x8 city plot that it comes with. I have the Geotac X. It automatically comes with the Pioneer. So that's an 8x8 area that I can own with that deed and build on. Pioneer also comes with a flight pad on it. So should you deploy the Pioneer and it's going to be like a 3D printer, you're not going to be able to say, at least you weren't able to in the beginning. I have no idea where they're going with it now, but I want this house made. It will start crunching and crunching and crunching, and it opens up, or again, this is in the beginning, who knows what they're doing now. It opens up and it starts building the structure, and you're like, well, I got other shit to do, maybe I'll go grocery shopping. There's a landing pad on the Pioneer that you can put, I believe a small or a snub. I don't think medium, but if it sits, it fits. You can land and go to and from, so it's kind of like its own little outpost. And I shouldn't even say little. This ship is massive, massive. I am happy to add it to my collection, even though I cry myself to sleep thinking about grabbing it. But I am definitely looking forward to building my own city. It's 100% my gameplay. I love building cities. Back in SWG, we built Koromon. Every game I've ever played, if there was city building involved, I spent a whole bunch of time. So I would be remiss not to have a city building ship. Nice thing is I have two other guys in the clan that have, or org, that have pioneers. I got Gibbles and Bear. So I don't know if one ship builds it 2 times faster and 3 ships builds it 4 times faster, or if I can do one ship building one building, one ship building another building, who knows. But either way, we have the resources to not only start building our city, build our city quick, and maybe even build our city and build an outpost pretty much right off the bat, since we do have all capital game loop ships in the clan. The Orion, the Endeavor, that type of stuff. So we're going to be able to hit the streets running once this game drops. Well, again, this is your Argo Consolidated Outlands Krueger and Greycat Day here at the IAE 2952. And as always, everyone have a great night. And tomorrow is Thanksgiving out here in the States. So we'll see you for Thanksgiving, and have a good one.